Hello everybody, CQ the Kid here, and today we are playing even more Ace Attorney. Last episode, we got Miss Angel Star to the stand as we began the court day. With the evidence we have in stow, which we're going to check right now, the ID, the trophy, the knife, the stub, the thing made by Gumshoe, the autopsy report, the note, the phone, and the plans. We are going to see if we can find any contradiction with Miss Angel Star's testimony, which I believe last episode I secured what I believe is a very good contradiction to think about. She was in Block B, and Sky was in Block A, and there's a giant fence in the way. Huh? Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter. Crispy on the outside, chewy on the in. That was inspiring. I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism. I may be relegated to the lowly post of a lunch lady, but my instincts are honed! Never you mind. I think my conclusion just went out the window. A photograph? You took this? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over, and snap, I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunch boxes is rigged with a camera. I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness! Why am I only seeing this photograph just now? You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works with the photography division of criminal affairs. Well, this most certainly is the defendant. Crime photo added to the court record. That is unmistakably Lana Sky. I'm still suspicious. So, what was the defendant doing at that time? The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right. Objection! You are so wrong on so many levels. You literally just showed the picture! There is no knife in her hand! There's not even one on the floor! Why are you lying? And you witnessed this. You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with the knife. As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch. I'm sure that is a fine lunch. But, isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is there no knife? Why is there no body either? Ahem. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. It had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet it was still stronger than your ever-feeble mind, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. Objection! And how can you tell that? Blood splatter. Huh? See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat? But it's a black and white photograph. Actually, you know, no matter what, you can still see. I see no problem here. No problem except you. Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit there and take that kind of abuse? Ugh, you got a better idea? Objection! You always object. Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it. If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not trying to stand it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. It was cold, calculating like a robot. She was killed without the pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. That wasn't even... How would you know? That wasn't even stated anywhere else. Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in the photograph. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made from thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. Ouch. Ouch. Okay, that makes this look worse and worse. These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. Premeditated murder, a serious offense. Witness, add this to your testimony. The murder was planned. The rubber glove proves it. No! No! Why would you bring Edgeworth's knife? Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell boxed lunches for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. If it's premeditated, if it's the bloody murder weapon, the defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right? Mommy, are those prosecutors bad people? The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you say that Lana Skye planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon? Why would she use Edgeworth's, you moron? It's not premeditated then. This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Yeah. Order! 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 Great! Now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. There's that cold Edgeworth thought. Right. The next lunch I'll be eating is humble pie. Ouch. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah! Prosecutors should care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution needs to prove, nothing else. And to be fair, I guess we really didn't plan ahead. I suppose you think you're clever now? But you know as well, dude, she planned on killing him. It was planned! If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing... I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. Especially because you seem to be one. How dare you? Excuse me. My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Be gone, please. Angel's deduction. Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Alright, let's see. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge a knife in again and again. Wait. Autopsy. One knife wound. You're a moron. That does sound like premeditation, doesn't it? So, if I ordered a pizza, does it mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. I don't even need to press statements. Okay, let me get this straight. You just said over and over again. Ah, man, I like it when it becomes obvious. You said she stabbed him again and again. But you couldn't have witnessed that! Are you testing me? Then I'll test you! With my moss surprise! I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Starr. Never seen that face before. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states the death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. Ha! You're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth. What a hunk. He's my hero, really. What about my objection? No one noticed? Well, witness. You got the crime scene set, right? Oh, thanks. I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible. Yeah, I mean, play Undertale. When you strike Sans, he actually is not bleeding, he actually just has ketchup. That's been confirmed by Toby. because he drinks ketchup for a living. When she lifted the knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from the victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. Tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. What? She ordered a lunch from you, ate it, then decided to kill the victim? Her red muffler looked blood to me. That's... I gotta check carefully. I don't see it. I'm gonna press just to be sure. Her red muffler? Yes, like a scarf. The chief prosecutor always wears one around her neck so she can be easily hanged at a moment's notice, I suppose. She's right. Well, people often mistake my beard for a bib. And a judge with a bib. That's why this place feels so much like kindergarten sometimes. Yeah, that game has chaotic as these. Actually, I do think I saw some traces of blood on her chest. However, the autopsy report is clear on this matter. There was only one knife wound. Apparently, Miss Starr is entirely sure of her own testimony. Mr. Wright, this is our chance. Chance for what, I wonder? Miss Starr turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Challenging her alibis as the detective really set her off. The short wick burns out the fastest. It's a scientific fact. I wonder, wouldn't it depend on the size of the candle? I mean, more wax and even a really short wick will burn longer. Obviously, more scientific testing is required. Nope. Ah. 1, 2, 3. Add the picture. Checking it one last time. She doesn't even have it on her neck. Boop. I wanted to make sure. Thank God I did. Miss Starr, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. Wow! Edgeworth! What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or a muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you proved it yourself with this photograph. Edgeworth, stop taking my stuff! That can't be! Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations, perhaps you finally found your true calling in life. Harsh words, but good. In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails. What was my objection? Chopped liver? But it was there. A scarf, no doubt that, but something red, really. Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. Edgeworth is just like saying, you know, it doesn't really matter. Because no matter what, we still see Lana standing over a dead body. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that. Very well. Her eye underneath her hair is like twitching so uncontrollably that if you saw it, you would think it was just closed or open. It's blinking that fast. Ultimately, we can shake the most important part of our testimony. The most important part? The part where your sister stabs the victim. The next testimony might just be the moment of truth. So Edgeworth is just saying, yeah, we get rid of this unnecessary stuff, but here's the true stuff we want. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind the partition off our side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah, yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made it escape, but against Angel Starr, resistance is futile. You are quite determined about the scarf, aren't you? I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Starr. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake. Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten. No thanks. Note to self. Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. An oil drum? Hard to imagine. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Roar. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you will. I think she needs to undergo some type of mental, like, something, because she's gone mad. After the murder, the space attempted to run behind a partisan off her side. Let's press everything. So where is this partisan? I can't pronounce words! I think she means this wall next to the car. I'm just gonna call it a wall. There was a wall there, about 6 feet high. She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then? I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. What I want to do is I want to present the, thing there. Well, you say quickly, were you close to the suspect? As I just said, I was only 30 feet from her the whole time. Maybe I should press her for more details? Yes! Press her! I'd like to see this on the floor plans, just to be safe. The Lunchland car was... right there. She was a visitor, thus she was parked in B block. So you witnessed the murder from... here. That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes. Is that correct, Miss Starr? Yes, that's right. But there was a chain link fence in front of you. I went over it, of course. Amazing, the Kava Queen, lunch lady athlete indeed. It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence, so she couldn't have gone to my sister that fast. Yeah, and that fence was about 9 feet high, too. Next thing you know, she's gonna say, she was able to just, trampoline over something and just, boom, be there in a second. Oh yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. Well, I don't have a clue what to do with that. She mentioned the muffler? What exactly did she say? If I remembered exactly, I would have told you in my testimony. Cheeky! Anyway, all I heard was saying is the word muffler. Just that one word? So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else? Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone! Her phone? She can't mean... Ask further! We must always by phone. Do you mean... the cell phone discovered at the crime scene? Yes, ultimately. Ultimately? My memory. It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see. No, the court doesn't see, Miss Starr. The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall? That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently, it was out of order. So she used her cell phone. Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing. Whatever happened to good testifying? You should, of course, add this to your testimony. The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney. I saw it all, how she tried to use the phone on the wall, but had to use her cell instead. Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court? Aha! I was going to ask the same thing. I'll only say this one time. So listen close, rookies. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the wall. She then picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. But the phone wasn't there, it was at the car! During that time, you climbed over the chain link fence. That's when I boldly grabbed her arm. The chief prosecutor hung up her phone. And you saw her doing this? What is it, Mr. Wright? Time to be presenti! Checking. I don't see the phone there. Darn it, I was wrong. I was wrong! I was wrong! Darn it. I thought I was getting somewhere. She made an escape. Could you be more specific? She brushed aside my hand and ran. It was a terrible sight to see. Like a dollop of lard on petite de foie gras. She even kicked over an oil drum at me. An oil drum? There was an oil drum lying on its side at the scene of the crime. But it's strange. What's that? If she wanted to escape, why didn't she run the other way? The other? The parking lot entrance. That's right. It doesn't make any sense that she would run from behind the wall to the oil drums. Excellent. More mysteries. I wish we could solve a few before finding more, though. This Miss Guy tried to run. I'm sorry, my sister is so suspicious, Mr. Wright. Not as sorry as I am. But she didn't do it. You'll have to believe me! After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a wall. Well, We are reaching the time limit. Well, so I want to say we're out of time. I will see you all next time when we try to go over this. I'm going to look for a bit of details and see if I find anything that I can really use. So that way I don't spend like the first 5 minutes of the next episode completely baffled. So, see you all next time.